We're back with part 2. So let's begin this final part of our presentation tonight by thinking about what are some of the best ways that you can help your fourth grader to be a very successful student this year. A big part is just to help your students stay organized and packed with the necessities for the next day, especially that blue homework folder. That folder should come back and forth to school every day. It will contain the things that he's taking home, he or she's taking home, and that should come back to school. I really want to encourage your children to do independent work. Certainly you may help them if they get a little confused by things, but when I grade a paper, I'm really expecting it to be their work and their best attempt at something. Please encourage them to read at home at least 3 times for 20 minutes. The time is kind of important because it's going to be recorded on your reading log. You see on the screen here a copy of our homework sheet. And I move that log right on the top so you don't even have to take it out all the way. But if your child reads, let's say 20 minutes tonight, you would write your just 20 in that box. You don't have to initial it every single time that they read, but I am banking on some honesty. You have a little time, extra time on the weekend to perhaps get a little time in too. But what I am asking you to honestly do is to initial that final parent initial box on, let's say, Sunday night as you're preparing to be ready Monday morning, to just say, yes, my child, in fact, read the minutes that are reflected on this paper. They will hand this old homework sheet in every Monday of the week. I do look at it and expect to see 3 chunks of 20 minutes minimally. Certainly you may read more, and your initials. And that is one thing that if it doesn't come in on Monday, that your child would possibly receive a homework check. 1 or 2 is not a big deal, but if you do accumulate 5, then they have to serve a little detention after school. So just encourage you to get in the habit of checking that folder and making sure, especially that reading component, is dealt with each week. And finally, giving some assistance with your son and daughter on preparing for tests. I always kind of made my kid look the review sheet over a little bit, and then we just sit with the family room and just ask questions off the review sheet. It's kind of a nice bonding time. You get a little insight of what they are learning, and then they can come prepared too. And that's helpful at this age. Kids like to become more independent in 4th grade, and sometimes your children may challenge you with that, like, Mom, let me try it on my own. And you can, but usually at this age they need a little assistance to help them to know how to study well. So those are some tips so that your child could have a great year. Communication is really important to me. I feel like I am your partner in helping your child learn best and have a great year. The ways that I try to communicate with you, the first is the 4B newsletter. I will send it home each Sunday evening through an email. If you'd like a hard copy sent on the first day of the week, let me know, and I can certainly make a few for you. And we'll highlight what we're covering in the week, and in bold we'll point out any test or quizzes that you'll want to be prepared for, or due dates. We've kind of already talked about the yellow homework sheet and that reading log. That's really important to initial on Sunday night. If you are a little unfamiliar or a new parent to our school, the WCS Go page is really a handy thing to favorite on your home computer. This will help your children access things pretty quickly. I hope I don't mess up here, but if I have it as a link, this is what the page looks like. And if your child has to do anything on their Google account at home, this is one way, and probably the best way, to access it, because they can go right to the 4th grade Google Apps login, and then they can use their own personal username and password. That is one way that they can access their Google Drive from home. FACS, formerly known as RenWeb. This is our grading communication system that we use at Whitinsville Christian. And I'm pretty good at keeping grades up to date. I grade almost everything that your child will hand in, and you'll see the grades recorded on there. I usually put in grades at least weekly, so your grades are usually up to date. But you do need to notice that in subjects like reading and writing, which are skill-based subjects, we input numbers like 4, 3, 2, and 1 for those grades. And so as a parent, when you look at reading and writing grades, if you're checking grades on OneWeb, you're going to see a big fat F. And that does not mean that your child is failing reading and writing, okay? 3 or a meeting is a meeting expectation. They're doing what I would expect them to do as fourth graders. So 3s are very standard. 4 is sort of a wow in my mind, and 2 needs a little improvement. So it's not a failing a subject because it's a skill-based subject. Okay, we have little sub-skills that we're looking at for them for the report card grade. You see my email there. You are welcome to email me anytime. I do check my email frequently during the day when your children are out and about doing something else. And I really do believe that we are a team, and I encourage you to communicate any questions you may have or any comments that you have. So I'm really looking forward to this year. It's been a joy, and I'm so thankful that we are in the building. And we are doing all in our power to be able to stay in the building safely. And so we will take those mask breaks. We will be outside like we were today a little bit. And I just am grateful for your partnership of being able to teach our children and instruct them in the way of the Lord here at Whitinsville Christian. And your kids say thank you too. Thank you so much for attending to this presentation. I will meet you. I believe our time is like 7:50 to 8:10, I believe, on Thursday evening, where I will be activating a live Zoom. And I encourage you to come on if you have some questions, or even if you don't, we can meet each other a little bit better. And I thank you for your time, and we'll see you at Zoom later tonight. Thanks so much.